Okay, we're ready to start part 3 of section 1.6. So now we're into graphing the functions. And so we have to remember all of our transformations from section 1.5. And so here we see we have y equals absolute value of x minus 2. What does that remind us of? Well, that reminds us of, here we have the absolute value of x, which is one of our toolkit functions. And then we say minus 2. Well, that is kind of our k. And since it's a negative 2, k is equal to a negative 2, which means we're going to drop down. We're going to shift down 2 units. Okay, so if we go ahead and draw our first one, or just our toolkit function, absolute value of x, we're going to have basically that line and that line. And so that's y equals absolute value of x. Okay, now let's get a different color. And now we're saying we're going to shift the whole thing down by 2. So, this point comes down 1, 2. This point comes down 1, 2. This point comes down 1, 2. And you can kind of see 1, 2. And then maybe if we go over here, 1, 2. And so now we get something that looks like that. And that's our y equals absolute value of x minus 2. Okay, so we've just shifted the whole thing down by 2. What about this one? Okay, well now we see there's 2 transformations. We have the first one, which gives us a reflection, and then the second one, we're shifting down. Okay, so we have to think about what order do we want to do these. Well, we need to do this one first. So we're going to do first is going to be reflect over the x-axis. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw our initial one. So this time we're starting with the standard graph in red. So that's y equals absolute value of x. And then first we're going to reflect over the x-axis. So let's go ahead and change the color now. Let's go back to purple. So if we reflect over, this goes down here. This goes down here. And this goes down here. And this one goes down here. And so we basically have this function drawn. And it gets off target there, but so that's y equals negative absolute value of x. Okay. Now we have the next one. So this is going to be second. And what that is it's going to shift down 2 units. So we've seen that already in the last one, but now we're going to actually shift down from a reflected point. So let's go ahead and switch this to green. And so we shift down 2 units. So we have here, oops. Well, let me draw a color here. And so we shift down 1, 2, shift down 1, 2. Maybe we start over here and we shift down 1, 2, and 1, 2. And so then, and again, drawing straight lines is not my forte. And this gives us y equals negative absolute value of x minus 2. Okay. And so that's our final one. And so we basically just are showing all the different pieces we did to get to that final point. And so we had to do our reflection over the x-axis first, followed by our shift down. All right, here, what do we have? Well, we've got a little more complex. When we have it looks like there's a shift horizontally, which is going to be at this point. We have a shift up, and we have that reflection again. So what I'm going to say is we're going to do this first. First is going to be a reflection over the x-axis. Okay. And then second, we're going to do this. We're going to just write it all out the first time here. And then that's going to be, what is that? Remember, it's x minus h. And in this case, h is going to be a negative 3. So we're going to shift left 3 units. Okay. And then this is going to be last, so that's third, and we're going to shift up, and it's going to be 4 units. Okay, so we'll have 3 things we have to do. So this time we'll draw our original graph in green. And so that's our y equals absolute value of x. Now let's move over, maybe let's do some orange this time. And so first we're going to reflect over the axis. So when we reflect over, basically, it's going to take away the thing probably. It's going to shift it down like this. And so that's going to be y equals negative absolute value of x. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to shift left 3 units. All right, so let's get a new color. Let's go back to purple maybe. And so now we're going to shift everything left 3 units. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. And we'll go, let's start here. 1, 2, 3. And here let's say we have 1, 2, 3. And here we'll go 1, 2, 3. And so if I draw this correctly, we have something like that. And so that's our y equals negative absolute value of x plus 3. Okay. Now we have to shift that whole thing up 4 units. Okay. So when we do that, we just have to change our color again and we'll move up 4 units. So let's say we do red now. And so we'll move up 4. So go 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe we go 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we could do more points, but this is enough to get the shape of it here. And so that's our y equals negative absolute value of x plus 3 and then plus our 4. Okay, and so that's what we wanted. So that's after our third transformation, and we're going to shift vertically up 4 units after we shifted horizontally left 3 units, and after we did the reflection over our x-axis. Okay. And so this is how we're going to be working our graphing. We're just going to start with our original graph and then just kind of piecemeal our way through until we get them all done. What about this one? All right, so again, what are we going to do first? Well, first I'm going to do this one. So first I'm going to vertically stretch, it looks like, by 2 units. And so I'm taking 2 times the absolute value of x. And so it's going to stretch it up vertically. So it's going to kind of shrink it down and make it skinnier. And then I'm going to do next, I'm going to, again, this is, remember x minus h, so this is a negative 3. So then I'm going to shift left 3 units. And then here, third, I'm going to shift up 1 unit. Okay. So this time it looks like our starting one is going to be red. Well, kind of not so straight there, but all right, so that's our y equals absolute value of x. Or in this case, we've switched now to function notation, so maybe we should go ahead and say the function notation, and I got to redo that. That just bothers me. And so let's try that one again. That's a little bit better. So now we're doing f of x instead of y. Same thing, f of x is equal to y, so we could use either way. So we did the vertical stretch by 2 units first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and multiply everything by 2. So what this was here, where's my writer? There it is. This was at 1, multiply it by 2, so it goes up 1, 2. This was, say, here, so we go, this was 1, 2, 3, so we go up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so here we go over, this was at 1 times 2 is going to be, okay, that was at 1. We multiply it by 2, we get 2, not 1 here. I don't know what I'm doing. I better erase that and start over just in case I'm doing this wrong on that one if I multiplied wrong. All right, so 2 times our outputs here. So this was at 1, so multiply it by 2, we get 2. This was at 1, multiply it by 2, we get 2. This was at 2, we multiply it by 2, we get 4. This was at 2, multiply it by 2, we get 4. All right, so that is going to be something like what we get here. So that's going to be our f of x equals 2 times absolute value of x. Okay, I just have to put the dots in the right places. Now we're going to shift the whole thing left 3 units. All right, so shifting it left 3 units. This goes 1, 2, 3. This one goes 1, 2, 3. Let's say we do this one 1, 2, 3. Now this one we can go 1, 2, 3. Maybe this one 1, 2, 3. And so now we end up with something like that. And if it's drawn straight, hopefully that looks close enough. So f of x now is equal to 2 times absolute value of x plus 3. Okay. Now we just have to shift everything up by 1 unit. And so our next part is going to be, let's say we go back to purple, and so we'll go up 1 unit. So that's here. Shift that one up 1 unit. We have here. And shift this one up 1 unit. We have here. And here 1 unit is here. And our green, if we go up 1 unit, that's there. So something like that. And so then that's f of x equals 2 times absolute value of x plus 3 plus 1. Okay, and so we're just moving our way through all these transformations to get to our final graph. Now, could you do it without drawing all these things? Yeah, you could. You could say, okay, well, let's see, pick, the vertex here plus maybe 2 points on the left, 2 points on the right, and do all the transformations on those and see where you end up. And you could do that, no problem. So I could also say, oh, what if I give you a point on the graph? Maybe on the original graph, I gave you this point here, and I said, okay, where does that point end up on the new graph? And then you'd have to do all the transformations to determine where that point actually ends up on the graph. All right, so that's the end of part 3.